Well, we all know what Amazon is, buying and selling the things we want. But did you know they can help you get started in a career as well? You could get access to prepaid tuition for associate's or bachelor's degrees, GED programs, and a whole lot more through their Career Choice program. I spoke with community engagement lead for Amazon in Illinois, Sarah Glavin, for the details.
Well, we're really excited as we're coming into 2024. We've hit a milestone at Amazon with our Career Choice program, which for the last 10 years has been providing career programming both for certifications and college access for our associates. And we've just reached the $25 million mark on investing in associates in Illinois who are interested in the program. So we're celebrating by sharing information about the program today.
Okay, so tell us how many partners you guys have involved in the program.
So we're really fortunate that across Illinois we have a lot of terrific universities and kind of career partners. So here we have about 20 Illinois-based colleges and university partners, but also certification-based programs above and beyond that. But nationally, we have 400 schools that individuals can select from. So there are lots of options that include remote and hybrid for learners who may not necessarily have the ability to get easily to and from a campus. And in Illinois, some of our strongest partners are some of our community colleges. So City Colleges of Chicago, Joliet Junior College, and then some four-year institutions. This year, we've been working with Governor State University down in the south suburbs, and we're excited that we recently added Chicago State University to our offering for our associates. So they can really pursue four-year degree pathways just as strongly if they know that that's where they want to go in their career.
And people are really taking advantage of this in the state of Illinois.
Absolutely. So we have 6,500 associates that are currently enrolled through programs, and those range from certificate-based programs to four-year college degree programs. So it's been really exciting.
And I imagine that if they're working with Amazon, it's also going to work around their work schedule.
Absolutely. Okay. And that's one thing that we really enjoy about the program is it gives our team members the flexibility to talk one-on-one with their managers about their schedule for the upcoming semester and really make sure that they can accommodate what the classes are that they need to pursue to get to their degrees quickly.
So what are the eligibility requirements?
So almost all of our full and part-time associates in Illinois are eligible for the program. They just have to be with us for 90 days prior to starting the application. So we have a lot of folks who are coming on for the summer months, and by the fall semester, they're going to be eligible.
Wow.
And there's no limitation as to how long they can receive support. It truly is as much as they want to do while they're with us in their employment, but they can also shift change. So if they've started full-time and based on their college or their application schedule need to move to a part-time schedule, they remain eligible. Their benefit opportunity just changes a little bit in how quickly they can acquire those credits.
Wow. And then so if they're at Amazon going to school, what happens if when they finish school? Do they continue on in bigger positions with Amazon?
Both and.
Okay.
So I'd say the great part for us is that we know that there are a lot of folks that barrier of paying for their education is one of the things that slowed them down in progressing through their career goals.
Yeah.
So we hope that many of them are going to choose to pursue different degrees that are going to lead them into pathways within the building. So we have students across a lot of our facilities that go after positions in IT or mechatronics, things that help us work with the robotics in our buildings.
Wow. Yeah.
But then we also have individuals who are super passionate about education or nursing or other areas that are really in high demand. And there's nothing owed to Amazon at the end of their experience. So if they decide they want to pursue a position outside of the business when they're done, we are just excited that they're going to be delivering for the other economic drivers that we have in the Chicago area. So we know there are a lot of high demand jobs that we see a deficit in people having the skills that they want to pursue those careers, and this is one way that they can do that.
I think that makes people feel good to know that Amazon is giving back to their employees and then the community as well.
Well, we really just want to make sure folks know. I think sometimes as people come into different positions, they're really not quite sure where those career goals may lead them, and we know that they can be successful within the business at Amazon, but we also want them to think about what they're passionate about and really look at it as a benefit to employment and seeing that we have their back and we're excited about where they want to go in their future, and hopefully it's choosing to stay with us, but if it's not, that they're going to be able to get really good high-wage jobs somewhere close to home and stay in Illinois.
So how do people get involved, find out if they're eligible, get employed by Amazon?
Absolutely. So we're always hiring.
Okay.
We have facilities not only in logistics and transportation in the area, but we also have our Amazon Fresh grocery stores. We have lots of other access points to get jobs within Amazon here in the Chicago area. We have corporate positions as well. And as folks apply and pursue those positions, they find out about their eligibility during their application process. And then after after their 90 days are up for their kind of trial period, as they get started in their career, they'll start to receive notifications directly to them through the Human Resources and Benefits team. But we also have outreach programs, so we come out with our university partners and community college partners to our sites and talk a little bit about those programs so that folks really can envision themselves in these different career paths.
All right, scan the QR code on your screen for more information or visit careerchoice.amazon.